The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the first time ever at Eldora Speedway.
They'll fire in turns 3 and 4 for the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship. Moran and Davenport bring them to the green. This is your Dixie Chopper. Feel the thunder. At the end of lap number 1, Jonathan Davenport from the outside front row grabs the early race lead. Devin Moran second, Mike Marlar third, Tim McCready fourth, Hudson O'Neal rounds out the top 5.
Mike Marlar trying to spoil the championship for us. Hudson O'Neal goes to the top shelf. The World 100 winner Davenport leads him into turn number 1 in the Lance and Darla Landers. Double O Motorsports car. They go side by side for second. Down the back straightaway. Here comes O'Neal. He'll work on the outside. Into turn number 3 of the 39 of Tim McCready is Davenport looking for his first ever win of the Dirt Track World Championship out in front.
Hudson O'Neal got a good run right there on the outside. James just saw him momentarily work by the 39 of Tim McCready, trying to get a head full of steam, get around the 99 to Devin Moran as well. 2 drivers in the championship 4 going at it for position number 3. This happens between Hudson O'Neal and Devin Moran behind second place. Mike Marlar, James 4 laps in, 96 laps to go.
Mikey Marlar, the only driver to win the Lucas Oil Knoxville Late Model Nationals 3 times, rides the high shelf out of turn 4. Davenport in front. Moran runs in fourth behind O'Neal, who's third. McCready over to Ricky Thornton Jr. right now in 7th.
And meanwhile, back up in the front of the field, James, Mike Marlar is indeed trying to crash the party. As you mentioned earlier, he has reeled in your race leader, Jonathan Davenport, and is trying to put the 157 out front here at the Big E, and he will do it. That time by no, he will not. 2 1/1000ths of a second was the advance for Jonathan Davenport in the scoring loop. Now Mike Marlar in sole possession of the lead.
The Blue Hornet at turn 3. And meanwhile, off the pace, I believe that's Nick Hoffman here on the front straightaway. In car number 9, it is the NOS Energy drink for Ty Torrey out of Coshocton, Ohio. And looks like Nick Hoffman's racing. We got a car slowing at turn number 2, and the Gorsuch Performance Solutions caution is out on the racetrack.
Looks like Mike Spatola slowing on the high side of the racetrack. Important to note, James, that we had 6 cars cross the scoring loop that time. It was an officially scored lap, so Mike Marlar will be your race leader here at Eldora when we go back to Green Flag Racing. 7 laps scored, 93 laps to go in the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP.
Marlar is out in front, Ben Shelton.
And now Brandon Shepard's down here. Kevin Rumley looking under the hood of the B5 race car. And a brake line, getting a word down here from Steve Arpin with Longhorn brake line on the B5. They go to work on that race car, trying to get it back out there. Again, this is the team he'll be with next year. The car, a Longhorn race car, one of Kevin Rumley's racing engines under the hood.
Dylan Randall Edwards joining the team as the crew chief for 2024. He is with them here tonight.
Took the lead last time by, 7 scored, 93 to go, and we're back underway here at Eldora.
Here comes Mikey down the straightaway, the Winfield, Tennessee driver. O'Neal and Davenport go side by side. Now O'Neal will take the lead as they bobble. They almost try to go 3 wide. Davenport trying to sneak through there. O'Neal now to second. The World 100 winner will shoot to the lead at turn 4. 3 different leaders in the first 8 laps of the DTWC, Dustin Jarrett.
Indeed, Hudson O'Neal, the World 100 champ, out front. Oh, no, Ricky Thornton Jr. with trouble on the 20 RT and Bobby Pierce. Oh, no, your season-long points leader for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series with major issues on the 20 RT. Eight laps in to the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship, and the Gorsuch Performance caution flag is out.
And Anthony Burrows, DJ Williams, and the crew down here, Christopher Jaco, waiting on Ricky Thornton Jr. to make his way down. They've got a tire. They're hoping that's going to be it. Trying to limp that race car into the pit area right now, and Thornton will make his way down into the hot pit. Looks like a right front flat on that number 20 RT.
All right, Ben, thanks a lot. Man, there you see the damage on that 20 RT. Let's take a look at what happened to the driver out of Chandler, Arizona. Inside of the track. Oh, he hooked a rut, hopped up the track, and got into Jimmy Owens, and then Bobby Pierce. Pierce was up there with nowhere to go.
And he's got suspension damage down here too. Ricky Thornton Jr. They got a lot of work to do to try to get that race car back out there. Heavy damage on the right front assembly on the 20RT. Bobby Pierce's crew is going to go to work on that race car now a little bit further down pit road. Brandon Shepard back in the hot pit as well.
Eldora giveth and Eldora taketh away, James.
And Thornton looking for his first crown jewel victory here at Eldora. So Hudson O'Neal, 3 different leaders in the first 8 laps of this race. O'Neal, by the way, started 6th. Out in front, Mike Marlowe will be second. It'll be Jonathan Davenport, Tim McCready, Brandon Overton, your top 5. Then Devin Moran, Brian Shirley, Jimmy Owens, Tyler Carpenter running in 9th. Tyler Carpenter started 17th, Dustin.
Wow.
He's up to 9th for the West Virginia Hot Shoe. And Dale McDowell right now in 10th.
This is the drivers, the teams, they voted for this. They said this is the format that we want to do with the money that is on the line. And RT himself, again, just as Kansas anyone said, hey, we knew this was what we wanted. We wanted to race for this. We wanted to have the opportunity to do this. And unfortunately, it is going to take just an unbelievable comeback for this team to find their way to victory lane here tonight.
Hey guys, it's pretty impressive. Old Burrows and everybody on his crew, they had all this kind of laid out, and they've changed ball joints, shocks, shock ends, tie rod. I mean, they've been at it. They've had this laid out, which you have to when you're in this position, but they're doing a heck of a job rebuilding this. I just don't know if they're going to run out of time here.
Well, Randy, to that point, the field this time by is being given the high sign telling them that the yellow lights have been turned off and that they're about to go back to green flag racing. And you see that the 20RT is still up on the jack down in the infield in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit area. And James, to Ben's point, I believe that they're going to need another caution right here and right now if that car is not going to fall 1 lap down to the field. So the pace truck has made the hard left-hand turn into the infield, and we're going to go back to green flag racing, this time by Hudson O'Neal. We'll bring him back to the green in the Racing for Heroes restart zone.
If he enters turn 1, if he can get that tire on and get down there, he can. As we go back green at the Racing for Heroes restart zone, down the back straightaway, Hudson O'Neal. Mike Marler runs in second. Jonathan Davenport is third. Here comes McCready in 39. Off at turn number 4. Hudson O'Neal continues to lead in the Dirt Track World Championship.
Mike Marler running in second. Jonathan Davenport third. Tim McCready fourth. And Brandon Overton right now rounds out the top 5. Brian Shirley getting a head full of steam on the high side of the racetrack. He'll work around the 76 back there in a battle for 5th. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, James, the battle for the lead starting to heat up once again.
And Thornton will make his way to turn 1 as we got a battle for lead out of turn number 2. Into turn 3, O'Neal and Marler. O'Neal trying to become the first, second generation. He's a 3rd generation driver. His dad, Don O'Neal, won this race, trying to become the first father-son combo to win the Dirt Track World Championship.
Good battle there up front as Mike Marler tries to find a way back around the Rocket 1 of Hudson O'Neal. Mike Marler looking for his biggest career payday with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series in this Dirt Track World Championship, and also looking for his first Dirt Track World Championship win. He finished second in this race back in 2019. Hudson O'Neal also looking for his first win in the DTWC. His best finish was 4th here last year. His dad, Don, though, picked up a Dirt Track World Championship win back in 2011.
Marler and O'Neal, good battle for the lead under turn number 2. 13 laps in the record books here tonight. 87 to go. Davenport a distant 3rd. McCready 4th. Shirley is 5th. Brandon Overton runs 6th. 7th is Tyler Carpenter. 8th is Jimmy Owens. 9th, Dale McDowell. 10th is Devin Moran. And a race for the lead. Marler retakes it into turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. It only becomes official at the line here in front of the flag stand. And we got a car
slow on the inside of the track in turns 3 and 4, and he will not pull to the infield, and that will bring out a Gorsuch Performance caution. It's Dalton Wilson. So Dalton Wilson with trouble on the James Ratliff Racing 18D, and that will put us under yellow with 14 scored here in the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship. As I believe, if my scoring is correct, that he will be 6 laps down to the field, or excuse me, he'll be, 6 laps down to the field here when we go back to green flag racing.
So we started with 28 cars, DJ. Ziegler is out, Spatola out, Hoffman is out. So we still have 25, I believe. Maybe Ferguson, Chris Ferguson may be out. He's back out there. So 25 cars left on the track.
Like 25, yes.
Yep.
You see Jimmy Owens in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit coming to the attention of Mullet and the crew as they are going to go to work on that race car, the Bobby and Jessica color, number 20. Yellow light's been turned off. Green flag going to wave this time by Hudson O'Neal, your leader. 14 in the books. 86 to go in the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP. Hud leads him off into turns 1 and 2. Marlar immediately dives back down to the inside of the racetrack. And Tim McCready trying to get a run on the 49, Jonathan Davenport.
Okay, they're hungry for that win, $100,000. And I mentioned a lot of them have never won the Dirt Track World Championship. Side by side for a second briefly. Marlar has the spot. McCready in 4th, Overton. Carpenter up to 6th at 28. Can the Kryptonite Vision pull the upset tonight? The 2-time Gateway Dirt Nationals winner. Carpenter's got a good hot rod, the West Virginia driver.
And Tyler Carpenter looking solid in that car. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Mike Marlar has reeled back in your race leader, Hudson O'Neal. Hudson O'Neal had that lead taken away from him by the 157 of Mike Marlar before the last caution flag. Marlar, though, the lap did not count. He had to fall back to second, and now the driver of the Ronnie Delcone 157 trying to work his way back out in front of the field. James, as we come around this time by side for the lead in turns 3 and 4.
3 different leaders here. Down the straightaway, O'Neal continues to show the way. Good battle behind them between Davenport and Overton. McCready runs in 5th. Brandon Overton working that top shelf. And that battle for 5th in points. Remember, between he and Tim McCready, they are tied coming into this Dirt Track World Championship.
Tyler Carpenter.
He's rolling, isn't he?
Oh, he's on the high side.
He is rolling.
He's in the top 5. Move Tyler Carpenter up inside the top 5 now. Wow.
Oh, man, that battle there down the middle of the back straightaway, they are going at it for position. Meanwhile, up front, it's O'Neal and Marlar back 3 wide out of turn 4.
My goodness.
Shirley, Carpenter, and McCready into 1. Tyler Carpenter rolling the top, the Parkersburg, West Virginia driver.
He's
down the
going
back
for 4th.
straightaway in 5th.
He's going for 4th on the back straightaway on Brandon Overton. We thought it was going to be somebody like Mike Marlar to crash the party. Tyler Carpenter from 17th to 4th, 21 laps into the Dirt Track World Championship.
Well, Jim Dunn pulled the upset of the very first one from 23rd. Carpenter from 17th, rolling the top off of turn 4. Down the straightaway, Carpenter is flat out flying in that Kryptonite car.
And he's changed his line down in 1 and 2.
He's 4th.
Yeah, he's up to 4th, yeah, when he got by Shirley right there. He challenged Shirley with a monster run. He's going to go from 5th to 3rd on the back straightaway. Holy cow.
And we've got a Gorsuch Performance Solutions caution. It is the defending Dirt Track World Champion with a left rear flat, Garrett Smith, with 22 laps in the books. How about it, race fans? Tyler Carpenter, 17th to 4th. What a run for the West Virginia driver. Against the best in the business, my friend.
22 laps in the books, and he's raced his way from 17th up to 4th. Bobby Pierce, you see him on the bottom of your screen. Remember, he got caught up in that accident on lap number 8 with Ricky Thornton Jr. In just 14 laps. Bobby Pierce has come from the tail of the field up to 7th. A lot of early movers and shakers in this one. And Ricky Weiss, James, Ricky Weiss, he started back in 21st. He's worked his way up to 12th. Ben, down to you.
Jimmy Owens back to the attention of his crew. They're trying to bend in the filler panel on the front. 3 guys jumping on the front of that race car. Meanwhile, Garrett Smith, new lefter Hoosier tire, going on the number 10 race car. And Ricky Thornton Jr. back in the pit area. His crew trying to fine-tune that race car a little bit as they got a makeshift repair done to get him back out on the racetrack. But right now, things are busy down here. Randy Weaver, you feel like they're probably going to get a lot busier as this race goes along.
Yeah, it's going to look like when we were trying to leave this racetrack after a while. I'm telling you, pit road's going to be busy. We see some other teams already kind of getting prepared. They're laying tools out and some different things just in case. But man, you talking about some mover and shakers. You know, I was thinking Carpenter there. He down here in 1 and 2. He thinks he's out there at Gateway, and he's making up a lot of time.
22 laps scored, 78 laps remaining in the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP.
Back underway at the Racing for Heroes restart zone. Here comes Marler. Good, try to squeeze by, not enough room. Tyler Carpenter, are you serious? He goes to second. 17th to second, West Virginia. Here he comes. Rocket Chassis in West Virginia. Kryptonite in West Virginia. They lead here in the Buckeye State of Ohio. First and second, Carpenter for the lead on a turn 2. Dustin Jarrett, are you serious? He's done it.
Oh, Tyler Carpenter to the lead momentarily down the back straightaway.
He's got it.
They're side by side through 3 and 4. Tyler Carpenter takes the lead in the Dirt Track World Championship on lap 24.
From 17th down the back straightaway. And he's pulling away. Brian Shirley, by the way, up to 3rd. Davenport 4th. Here comes Pierce. Here comes Marler McCready over to McDowell. Tyler Erb still 10th, but all eyes up front. The Holdren Construction 28 has come to play tonight. And meanwhile, we got a Gorsuch Performance Solutions caution. And we got an accident in turn 4 with Ricky Weiss and Tanner English, DJ.
Gorsuch Performance caution is out for those 2 drivers. He took the lead a lap and a half prior and had already built a 1.2 second advantage. Eldora Speedway, what about it for Tyler Carpenter?
Unbelievable.
Wow, from 17th to the lead at Eldora in the Dirt Track World Championship.
Ricky Weiss back here battling with Devin Moran. Devin Moran was running in 12th.
Ooh. Yeah, Weiss goes around. If you are in Tanner English coming in late, and if you are part of that Double Down Motorsports team, you are probably a little concerned with the right side of Devin Moran's number 99.
How about this, DJ? In the first 25 laps, Tyler Carpenter up 16 spots. Tyler Erb up 14 spots. Garrett Alberson up 12. How about Spencer Hughes at a provisional? He's up 11 spots. A rack and pinion issue, maybe, possibly. We'll see. Having trouble turning the car, but he's had no trouble in the first 25 laps. As soon as he starts at the Racing for Heroes restart zone, and here comes Brian Shirley. Brian Shirley will go to the bottom. He'll go to second place out of turn 2.
Brian Shirley not able to complete that pass, though, as Tyler Carpenter able to pull back ahead. Shirley second. Hudson O'Neal 3rd, Bobby Pierce 4th, and Jonathan Davenport rounds out the top 5. James, 26 laps in the books.
Pierce from the tail, right?
Yes, lap 8.
Here comes Pierce up to 4th. We have had, what did I count? I lost track already. How many? 4 different leaders?
Yes, we have had 4 different leaders.
And
yes.
Brian Shirley tried as they work the battle for 3rd. Off in turn 4, Hudson O'Neal and Bobby Pierce. Then it's Davenport, Marler, McCready, Dale McDowell. Tyler Carpenter continues to lead in the Dirt Track World Championship race. His biggest win gateway, what, 30K?
Yes. Look at Bobby Pierce with a slider on Hudson O'Neal.
Oh, man, that's side to side.
Oh, my goodness. Hud going to try to pass him back. And again, Hudson O'Neal, he's racing with Bobby Pierce. He's racing for a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series championship. Bobby Pierce, he doesn't have a championship to worry about the Lucas Oil Series. He's just racing for a $100,000 payday.
They are going at it 2 by 2 for the lead, 2 by 2 back here.
Yeah, back
O'Neal and Pierce.
You're exactly right, James. Back up the front of the field, Brian Shirley had reeled back in Tyler Carpenter. Shirley, that last time by, though, actually just hooked a rut down in turns 3 and 4, and that allowed Carpenter to power back ahead. Shirley, though, trying to get a run on the inside of Tyler Carpenter. That battle for the lead on the right side of your screen. James, on the left side of your screen is 4th place Bobby Pierce, and 5th place Hudson O'Neal.
24 hours ago, you would have thought this might very well been canceled today.
Yep.
But I tell you what, they've done a great job as they go down the back straightaway as Tyler Carpenter, 17th to the lead. Brian Shirley 2nd. Off in turn 4, here comes Bobby Pierce, O'Neal, Davenport, Marler, McCready, McDowell, Erb, Owens, and Jimmy Owens pitted.
And Carpenter in the wall, and that allows Brian Shirley to get by, James. Shirley was able to sneak by down in turns 1 and 2. You saw it right there on the screen, but he is in heavy lap traffic. Carpenter going to try to get him back. He won't be able to. Shirley out front. He becomes the 5th different leader on lap 33.
Unbelievable. In that Team Zero car, he was solid here in the World 100. Here comes Carpenter as they go into turn number 3. Carpenter rolls the bottom of the defending dirt track world champion, Garrett Smith. Brian Shirley looking for the biggest win of his career. Yes, he won Knoxville. And we got a car in Tanner English on the front straightaway. The Gorsuch Performance Solutions caution is out for the Benton, Kentucky driver.
30, I don't know, that one's going to be close. I don't know if that was a fully scored lap or not. 33, 34 laps in the books. We'll have to wait and see with Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials. And yes, Tanner English, a tough break, and he is going to bypass the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, I believe, and call it a night. Ben?
Hey guys, see on the English when he come by here, the right rear shock and spring was hanging down. I don't know if it's a bird cage or the shock mount or what, but that's why he looked like he had a right rear flat, but it's definitely right rear shock suspension.
And you hate to speculate. I don't think we're done yet.
No.
I think we got it. I think I know of at least one more, maybe. Back to green.
Back to green flag racing again. 34 laps scored, 66 laps remain. Again, Hudson O'Neal right now in fourth. He is the highest running driver of the championship four. Hudson O'Neal runs fourth. Jonathan Davenport runs fifth. Devin Moran runs 11th.
Tyler Carpenter can keep it out of the wall. He's going to get up there close again. Here comes Pierce on the bottom. McCready is up to fourth at 39.
Tim McCready working his way back up inside the top four. Meanwhile, Bobby Pierce goes to the bottom, trying to work his way around Tyler Carpenter. He'll clear the 28 off turn number 2. Carpenter going to try to get a run back on the outside. And trouble for Hudson O'Neal. Hudson O'Neal, who is the highest running driver of the championship 4, has trouble on the Rocket 1. And the Gorsuch Performance caution flag is out on lap 35.
Dalton Wilson's back down here. The Rocket 1 Racing number 1 comes down to the attention of the crew. And right rear tire looks like going down on that Rocket 1 Racing entry. They'll pull the wheel cover off. New Hoosier tire will go on that race car. But he did not get a good restart. You could tell something was up, and that will answer the question. And now, guys, that puts Jonathan Davenport, the highest running of the championship contenders. But again, an eternity still here to go here tonight at Eldora.
You're exactly right, Ben. Jonathan Davenport running 5th right now.
Overton's in the pits too, guys, as he's going to come to the attention of his crew with car number 76.
Yeah, Overton was inside the top 10. Morant was 12th. Brandon Shepard, who pitted earlier, he's up to 11th. Ferguson runs in 10th, Chris Ferguson.
I believe we've got 18 cars on the track and on the lead lap.
And Brandon Overton working on the right front of that number 76. All 4 wheels up on that race car. And now they're going to look under the rear. We'll see if we get an update, as now they've gone and got some tools, more work on the right front of the number 76.
All right, Ben, thanks a lot. 5 different leaders in this race, James. Jonathan Davenport led laps 1 through 6. Marlar led lap 7. Hudson O'Neal led laps 8 through 23. Tyler Carpenter out front on laps 24 through 32. And Brian Shirley took lead a couple laps ago on lap number 33.
And Brandon Overton, they think there may be a shock issue on the right front.
And guess what? We got a new Todd Steel Buildings hard charger. Tyler Erb up 17 spots, 23rd to 6th right now, DJ.
A good run for the driver of the Best Performance Motorsports number 1. There's a good look at the driver originally out of New Waverly, Texas, Dale McDowell right beside him. In position number 8, McDowell started 15th. Yellow lights turned off. Green flag going to wave this time by 35 in the books. 65 laps to go. It's Brian Shirley, your race leader. Jonathan Davenport, the highest running driver of the championship 4 right now. He's in 5th.
Oh, man, Carpenter up top. McCready through the middle around Pierce. Tyler Erb on the outside of Jonathan Davenport. Tyler bidding for a top 5. Side by side for a second up at turn 4. It's Carpenter to second. Jimmy Owens. Did he not pit twice, Ben said?
He pit twice.
He is rolling. Trying to win a race in the Lucas Oil Series for 17 straight years. The fastest qualifier here last night. He's got a good hot rod, and we got a battle for second.
Indeed we do. Tim McCready's pulled alongside Tyler Carpenter in race 4. The bridesmaid honors. They stay wheel to wheel as Carpenter wheel hops through turns 1 and 2. And that will be just enough to allow Tim McCready to work his way into the second spot. Carpenter going to fall back to 3rd. It's Bobby Pierce 4th. Jonathan Davenport right now runs in position number 5. James Worth noting Devin Moran currently runs 10th.
That's a $150,000 spot there. You see Owens and McDowell as Jimmy Owens up in turn number 2. Meanwhile, Brian Shirley continues to show the way. Took the lead on lap 33. Out in front. As we are 11 shy of the halfway mark. McCready second, Carpenter, Pierce, Davenport, Erb, Owens, McDowell, Shepard, Devin Moran runs in 10th.
2.5 seconds the advantage for Brian Shirley. James this time by 40 laps in the book, 60 laps to go. Shirley, McCready, Tyler Carpenter, Bobby Pierce, Jonathan Davenport runs 5th. He's the highest of the championship 4th. As trouble for Tyler Carpenter off turn number 2, and the Parkersburg, West Virginia driver sees his good run temporarily come to an end. He is slow on the back straightaway.
And guys, the news gets worse. A lot of smoke coming out of your leader, Brian Shirley. Randy, what do you think that might be?
I just noticed it a couple laps ago when it was coming out on the left side. So hopefully it's just maybe a power steering or something, but it could be something coming out the header.
No power steering here. It seems like zero fun.
And just as we say that, guys, Brian Shirley is pulled in. Your race leader just pulled in on the back straightaway. He is bypassing the hot pit. His night is done.
Tyler Carpenter, flat right rear on the number 28. Dalton Wilson's back down here. Brandon Overton in the hot pit. Ricky Weiss. And Randy Weaver, you were 100% right. Things are busier down here than rush hour in Nashville.
Yeah, they're 2 and 3 wide down pit road here.
Well, Tyler Carpenter got into turn 2, and there you see the
Corey
what
Lance.
happened. He drifted right in front of Pierce. So, Dustin, we will have our 6th different leader of the race here. Tim McCready will inherit the race lead with 40 laps scored.
Yeah, you see members of Tyler Carpenter's crew, Corey Delancey, who drives a Kryptonite race car down there, helping get that right rear tire changed on his entry. There's a look at the James Ratliff Racing 18D of Dalton Wilson. He's also made his way to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit as well. And man, oh man, just what a tough break for your race leader, Brian Shirley, who took the lead on lap 33. His night has come to an end.
And we're still 10 shy of the halfway mark, guys. Here we go.
40 down, 60 to go in the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship. Tim McCready will bring him back to the green with Bobby Pierce second and Jonathan Davenport third.
Here comes Davenport on the bottom. Pierce, Tyler Erb, and working the top. Bobby Pierce will have room on the outside. He'll go back around Jonathan Davenport. Here comes Erb and Dale McDowell. Dale McDowell on the bottom at Eldora.
What else is new?
Where did he start at? He started 15th. That's a little closer to the front than he's used to starting.
Dale McDowell doing Dale McDowell things. Meanwhile, Bobby Pierce trying to get a head full of steam on the high side of the racetrack and work his way by Tim McCready. Very different lines being used by the top 3 drivers right now. You see McCready rolling basically the middle of the racetrack. Bobby Pierce on the typical Bobby Pierce line as Tyler Carpenter goes around. And the Gorsuch Performance caution flag is out, and also an issue on the number 1 of Hudson O'Neal. So HUD, one of the championship 4 with issues again on the Rocket 1. His slowing may have been what caused the 28 of Tyler Carpenter to go around under the Gorsuch Performance caution again here on lap number 41.
They're going to go under the right front of this race car. He may have a right front tire going down, and they're going to jack it up. Joel Rogers down there, Austin Hargrove, Danny White, and they'll pull off the wheel cover on the right front. As right now, it's like it looks like it's still got air in it, but it may have been starting to go flat. The reason that he slowed, and that team continues to have to climb out of the hole here tonight.
Replay, James, and see what put us under this latest Gorsuch Performance caution. Keep your eyes on the Rocket 1, right? He starts to slow, and Carpenter has had a head full of steam going down the back straightaway, nowhere to go. He got into the back of Hudson O'Neal and spun that car to a stop. Luckily, he was able to keep it off the inside wall, so no harm, no foul for the 28 as the Rocket 1 stays in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
And I can also tell you the Rocket 1 team, they just added fuel, guys. So could certainly be playing some chess games for later in the race. You don't think Mark Richards hasn't been doing calculations in his head, so they did add fuel when they put the new right front tire on that race car.
In the Racing for Heroes restart zone, Tim McCready is your race leader, looking for his first win of the Dirt Track World Championship.
Remember, Brandon Shepard also in contention to get his 5th, tying the legendary Freddie Smith. Pierce to the outside of Davenport, down the back straightaway. Will we have our 7th different leader before the halfway mark as they come out of turn 4. McCready through the middle. Here comes Pierce up top at the line. It's still McCready by a car. Here comes the slider into 1 for 32.
Bobby Pierce will indeed engage the slider, and he clears the 39 off corner number 2. So Bobby Pierce out front, leading this race for the first time. Not so fast, my friend. McCready is able to drive back underneath Pierce. Pierce tries to cross him over. No, it's Tim McCready that time at the scoring loop. Pierce back out front in 1 and 2.
This has been highly entertaining down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3, Bobby Pierce officially here at the flag stand, the 7th different leader in the first 44 laps of the Dirt Track World Championship.
Meanwhile, on your screen, Tyler Erb, James, just worked his way by Jonathan Davenport to take the 3rd spot. So move Turbo from 23rd to 3rd, and Davenport falls back another spot, so he currently runs 4th. Devin Moran runs 8th. Hudson O'Neal has worked his way back up to 13th.
As we stay green, 45 laps in the books. Bobby Pierce out in front, stretches the lead out. McCready again, Tyler Erb from 23rd to 3rd. His best performance, looking for their 3rd win of the DTWC, as he would join Brandon Shepard and Josh Richards. The driver for Eric and Kelly Brockett right now runs the 3rd spot. Pierce out down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Bobby Pierce just absolutely obliterating the field right now as he has stretched out to a healthy advantage in this one, tiptoeing around the top side of this racetrack. 47 laps in the books, though, as he runs kind of the middle group. Most of the guys run in the middle down in turns 1 and 2, but you got to wonder how long that 32 car can hold on running the top. One car slow in the back straightaway. It's Brandon Overton. He'll make the left-hand turn into the pit area. He's out of the race, and James Brandon Shepard now trying to work his way by Jonathan Davenport.
And that should clinch maybe 5th in points for McCready. Battle there, Davenport and Shepard. By the way, Garrett Smith has worked his way back up into the top 10. Good battle here. Down the back straightaway. Brandon Shepard and Jonathan Davenport. Shepard around him. Can he get that 5th? Tying the late, great, legendary Freddie Smith. Here comes the B5.
You know, you got to wonder. Jonathan Davenport has fallen a couple spots here in that 49 car. It's hard to tell. Is that 49 not up to snuff, or is he just kind of laying back a little bit, knowing there's been trouble with Rocket 1, knowing the 20 RT had issues, knowing he's ahead of the 99? Is the 49 maybe just being a little conservative out there, James?
Possibly. And we got a car slowing in the middle of the back straightaway. I believe that's Spencer Hughes.
And he's in.
Takes the car to the pits. We stay green here at the halfway mark. It's Pierce, McCready, Tyler Erb, Shepard, Davenport, McDowell, Owens, Garrett Smith, Moran, and Weiss, your top 10.
And we talked about the handling maybe going away on the 49. How about that 32 at the front of the field? He had stretched out to nearly a 2-second advantage, James. That is no longer, as Tim McCready has slowly started to reel back in your race leader, Bobby Pierce. And Pierce's advantage is now less than a second.
Come out of turn number 2. McCready's going to gain more ground down the back straightaway. 6, 7. We're at 7 different leaders, right? I've lost track momentarily. As they come up in turn 4 behind the 00 of Carson Ferguson. Oh, that was close on the main straightaway. In front of them is Garrett Albertson. Pierce up top. Here comes McCready through the middle. Down the back straightaway. The driver out of Watertown, New York, the 2-time and reigning series champion, as Pierce throws the slider right between the Rocket 1 and Albertson. Man, what a move.
My goodness. As Bobby Pierce out front now with 2 lap cars between himself and Tim McCready. It's the 58 of Garrett Albertson, the 00 of Carson Ferguson. Now just 1 car as McCready is able to work his way by Carson Ferguson. He'll try to sidestep the 58 of Garrett Albertson. Meanwhile, back through the field, Brandon Shepard has worked his way around Tyler Erb. So move Shep up to position number 3. He is trying to close in on the leaders, James.
I'll tell you, so many storylines here tonight. Shepard, one of them. If he can win this race, it'd be his 3rd different team he's won for. He won for best performance. Rocket 1, the Shepard Riggs B5, right behind Albertson in the 1. He is going to be right there if he can get around the 58 car. And down the back straightaway, look out, that is close. Ferguson on the bottom. Chris Ferguson. Now Shepard will have clear room up against the wall, Dustin. Meanwhile, Pierce still leads McCready by about 6 car lengths into turn number 1.
Shep going to drive that car off the corner and able to work his way by. Meanwhile, Bobby Pierce trying to put a lap on one of the championship 4 contenders, Hudson O'Neal. O'Neal going to try to drive that Rocket 1 back around the outside, and if nothing else, at least keep his car on the lead lap. Hudson O'Neal right now runs in position number 12. Devin Moran runs 9th.
Pierce got up into the wall, Destin.
Jonathan Davenport James has fallen another spot. Davenport is back to 6th. So Davenport 6th, Moran 9th. Hudson O'Neal just got by Dalton Wilson. He's in 11th.
Pierce got up against the wall. Brandon Shepard goes to 2nd. Shepard for the lead. Man, oh man, what a battle here at Eldora down the back straightaway. Can we have a race different leader? Here comes the B5. He takes the lead into turn 3.
Brandon Shepard works his way by the 32 of Bobby Pierce. It'll be official at the scoring loop. 60 laps in the books, and Brandon Shepard, your new race leader in the Dirt Track World Championship. Bobby Pierce going to try to drive back by as they've got the lap car of Dalton Wilson to contend with as well. Good battle up front, James. 40 to go.
8 different leaders at Eldora in the Dirt Track World Championship. It's been a dandy. Shepard into 1. Here comes Bobby Pierce on the bottom. McCready runs in 3rd. Tyler in 4th. Jimmy Owens up to 5th in car 20. Trying to keep that streak alive. It would be 17 straight years with a victory in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Brandon Shepard from a pit stop to the front of the field. You just saw the Rocket 1 flash in your screen. That's Hudson O'Neal. He's in 10th. Devin Moran is 9th. Jonathan Davenport is 6th. That's where your Championship 4 run has been mentioned. Ricky Thornton Jr., 8 laps down. He is unofficially scored, I believe, in position number 16 as the 20 RT remains on the track. 38 laps to go in this one, and there's a look at Tyler Erb, who's raced his way from 23rd to 4th.
Who needs to bleed the brakes, right?
That's right.
Brandon Shepard continues to lead. Pierce, McCready, Erb, Owens, 5th. Davenport, McDowell, Garrett Smith up to 8th. 9th Moran, 10th is Hudson O'Neal.
There's a look at Jimmy Owens in the 20 and the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. As those two drivers right now battling back there for position number 4. And did we lose Bobby? Where did Bobby Pierce go? Well, he's still out there. There he is. Yeah, I believe we lost. There he is. We momentarily lost Bobby Pierce on our electronic timing and scoring, and I lost him on the racetrack, and I thought he had fallen out of the race. Pierce is still in the race. He's still on the racetrack, and he's still running 2nd. And there's Hudson O'Neal, one of the Championship 4 drivers, James, going a lap down to the B5 of Brandon Shepard. Hudson O'Neal currently in position number 10. Devin Moran runs 8th. Jonathan Davenport is 6th with 33 laps to go.
Down the back straightaway. Again, it's Shepard, Pierce, McCready, Erb, Jimmy Owens, your top 5. Brandon Shepard, the 8th different leader of this race. Trying to do it again in the Dirt Track World Championship. On the week we lost the legendary Freddie Smith, there is Davenport right now in 6th. McDowell, Moran. We're about to have another storyline here. Maybe in a couple laps, Moran pedaling hard, trying to catch to the 40. Now we got a car slowing. Is that Dalton Wilson in the middle of the back straightaway? And I believe he is out of the race.
He is. He's able to make that hard left-hand turn in the infield. There's Hudson O'Neal. He is 1 lap down, James. Currently running in position number 10. You talked about Moran, and we had saw him as well. He is in 8th. To give you a little bit of perspective, Moran is roughly 2.1 seconds behind the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. There's Moran in 8th. And we'll see if we can pan back and give you an idea as to how, yeah, there's Jonathan Davenport in the 49. So that's your championship battle as it stands right now, as Garrett Alberson is slow in the Ken and Beth Roberts 58. His night is done. He'll make the left-hand turn to the infield.
71 laps complete, 29 to go. Moran around Dale McDowell. That is for position at 6th and 7th. And right there, Devin Moran pulling away from McDowell. He will close on Jonathan Davenport in turn 3 coming off of 4.
There it is. That's your championship battle right now. Jonathan Davenport in the 49. Devin Moran, an 11th hour trip to the championship 4 thanks to his run a couple weeks ago in the Pittsburgher at Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Can he pull off what some might consider an upset and win the series championship? 27 laps remaining.
Here in his home state, we got a car under power. I believe it's Tyler Erb. Tyler Erb, problems in turn number 2. Tyler Erb off the pace in car number 1, your 4th place car, slowing in the middle of the back straightaway, and we will have a Gorsuch Performance Solutions caution. He was under power, problems, mechanical issues for the number 1 car, Dustin.
And the driver out of New Waverly, Texas, is slowed to a stop on the back straightaway. Unofficially 73 laps in the books in the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP. His championship hopes came to an end a little earlier this evening. He is back in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. As there you see the crew, Anthony Burrows, Christopher Jaco, DJ Williams and the gang trying to get the fire rebuilt underneath the hood of the 20 RT. As he is now about 10 laps down to the field. Brandon Shepard, James, took the lead on lap 60. He has been at the front of the field since. Currently 74 laps scored, 26 laps remaining. Jonathan Davenport and Devin Moran right now run 5th and 6th. And now, if I'm not mistaken, James, with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Lucky Dog rule, I believe that puts Hudson O'Neal back on the lead lap in position 8. Ben, down to you.
Yeah, we'll have to get verification on that. I wasn't sure if he was the first car lap down, but Tyler Erb, as he came by me and Randy right before the caution, that motor expired in a big kind of way. So that's what knocked Turbo out of the race here tonight, and I'm sure they're checking for debris.
Thanks a lot, Ben. And again, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials confirming that Hudson O'Neal was the winner of the Lucky Dog on that last yellow flag. It's a rule that's been in place for many years now, for 8 or 10 years. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the first driver one lap down that has not already used a Lucky Dog gets their lap back, and so that was Hudson O'Neal. So he is the last car on the lead lap in position number 8.
And guys, I've got an update on that. Garrett Smith was in front of Hudson O'Neal. He was the first car a lap down. You can only get the Lucky Dog once, though. Garrett Smith had already got it this race. And so Hudson O'Neal is the one that benefits from that. And wow, 26 laps to go. And now you've got championship contenders all right there together back in 5th, 6th, and 8th.
What do we got, 10 left?
10 cars on the racetrack. Ricky Thornton Jr. and his crew able to get that car back on the speedway. And I mean, if that's not a... And again, that driver right there is about 10, 11 laps down right now. If that's just not a testament to the commitment that team has, man, I don't know what is. 74 laps in the books. Brandon Shepard brings him back to the green of the Dirt Track World Championship.
Still a lot of storylines left. Shepard trying to tie Freddie Smith. Owens trying to win for 17 straight years. Moran, O'Neal trying to overhaul Jonathan Davenport. Here comes Moran. Here comes O'Neal. Into turn 3. O'Neal right behind him as they come off at turn 4. Out of 4. Here comes Jimmy Owens through the middle. Man, oh man, we still got a ways to go yet. 25 to go in the Dirt Track World Championship.
This Championship 4, man, it's something. We're going to put that up on the screen for you as these 4 drivers at the front of the field, they are not battling for the Championship 4. They're battling for a $100,000 win. There on the left side of the screen, James, you see it. Davenport 5th, Moran 6th, O'Neal 7th. That's how those drivers run.
And those top 3 have never won the DTWC, and Shepard got a little bit high in turn 3 and 4. He still leads McCready, Pierce, Davenport in on Owens. Here they are side by side, Moran and O'Neal at the line.
Yeah, that happens just behind the 49 of Jonathan Davenport, Hudson O'Neal. There they are. There's the 3 drivers battling for the championship with the 20 RT over 10 laps down to the field. Moran trying to work around the 49 of Davenport. Hudson O'Neal trying to work around the 99 of Moran with 22 to go.
Can Moran and O'Neal. O'Neal won the World 100. Jonathan Davenport has dominated here at Eldora the last several years. They battle into turn 3 for $200,000. Devin Moran through the middle. Here comes O'Neal. It's still Brandon Shepard out in front with McCready and Pierce in front of them. And Jimmy Owens runs it 4th, side by side for 5th.
Side by side for 5th, side by side possibly for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship. Jonathan Davenport in the 49, Devin Moran in the 99, and just a couple car lengths behind the Rocket 1.
And Davenport's off the pace. Davenport has problems. Davenport has mechanical issues at 49. And Jonathan Davenport, he's trying to make it back to the pit area. And
he does.
He does.
Davenport's night is over, and this is going to go down, well, maybe to Devin Moran and Hudson O'Neal. If something happens to both of them, who knows at this point? At the front of the field, Brandon Shepard lead. We got a good race for the lead. We got a good race within the race. I don't know.
What just happened? What just happened? Davenport will finish 4th in the points. That's all I know. Well, he's still some laps ahead of Thornton, though.
Yeah, he's still several laps ahead of Thornton, so who knows? Here's the battle for the championship on the right side of your screen. Hudson O'Neal and Devin Moran going at it.
Oh, O'Neal's got it. O'Neal takes the spot. Here comes Devin. By the way, up front, it's 16 to go. 4.
Moran going to clear him
Shepherd.
again. Moran throws a slider, works his way back by Hudson O'Neal, takes the spot back. Oh,
this is pretty sporty right here. Here comes Devin. Devin down the back straightaway in his home state of Ohio. His dad has won the World 104 times as they come up at turn 4. And they are catching Owens and Pearson at turn 1.
Indeed they are. And again, as entertaining as the battle is for the Lucas Oil Championship, exactly, James, with 15 to go, Tim McCready reeling back in. The B5 of Brandon Shepherd, a battle for the lead. Moran and O'Neal. Moran back down to the inside for the Lucas Oil points title.
You go, guys. Look at this. Oh, Devin, hang on. O'Neal back. Devin's going to charge down the back straightaway. The Mark Richards Racing, the Roger Sellers Double Down Motorsports 99. Here comes Devin Moran back on the bottom. Down the back straightaway. 13 to go. Brandon Shepherd now pulling away from Tim McCready. Bobby Pierce is 3rd. Jimmy Owens is 4th. Into turn number 3. Brandon Shepherd off at turn 4. The Cornet-powered B5 Valvoline True Timber Camo entry. Will all 4 tires stay up? Now McCready. Meanwhile,
you were reading my mind because as you watch that car going to the corners there, Hudson O'Neal's able to work his way by Jimmy Owens. You watch that car just hop through the corners, you got to wonder, I mean, can this thing hang on for a
Wow, and Owens is down. Owens is down in turn 4. Jimmy Owens off the pace in car number 20. Will he make it back to the pit area right in front of Devin Moran? And Jimmy Owens will not win a race in the Lucas Oil Series for his 17th consecutive year. He is out of it.
And you hit a very key point, James, where Owens slowed. It was right in front of Devin Moran. Moran had already lost some ground to Hudson O'Neal, but that spoiled the momentum even more. O'Neal runs 4th, Moran runs 5th, and now with 9 laps to go, we can officially say the Lucas Oil Points Championship is down to those 2 drivers, and it's starting to look like maybe the Dirt Track World Championship may be between these 2.
And Dustin, one more lap, and Ricky Thornton Jr. will go ahead of Jonathan Davenport in the final rundown here. And it's not over yet.
Indeed it is not.
So Davenport will finish 4th in the points. Meanwhile, it's still Hudson O'Neal in the top spot as far as the championship 4. Here comes Brandon Shepherd. Tim McCready, last time around, it was 9/10 of a second. No, excuse me, it was 1.6 seconds now in 39. Do we have some late race magic for T-Mac into turn 3?
James, worth noting that Hudson O'Neal has a 2.2 second advantage over Devin Moran in that battle for 4th and 5th and what is inevitably the battle for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship. 6 to go.
And Bobby Pierce is slowing in turn number 2. Bobby Pierce off the pace. Your 3rd place car, one of 8 different leaders in this race. And Bobby Pierce slowing into turn 3 and 4. Will he stay on the track? And he can't make it to the infield. He cannot make it to the pit area. And the Gorsuch Performance Solutions caution is out with 5 laps to go. Wow.
Pierce with an issue on the 32. 5 laps remaining. You can't script this kind of stuff. Unbelievable.
If he was losing fuel pressure.
Absolutely. When you're around here bouncing around plus high speeds, you know, the pickup, you'll throw the fuel away from your pickup and it'll start spluttering and cutting out. And I'm telling you, it's gonna make interesting restart. Can you imagine taking off and then running out of fuel, getting down into turn 1?
When they're trying to get him back out, you see Austin Hemmon and the crew down there working feverishly to get that 32 back out on the speedway, but the caution lights have been turned out, guys, and now they got to push this. They got to push the car to get it started in the staging lane. There he gets started, but he is going to have to hustle to catch up to the tail end of the field as we're getting ready to go green. Looks like Garrett Smith going to rejoin the field. 5 laps to go in the Dirt Track World Championship, and Tim McCready was 2 car lengths behind Brandon Sheppard on the restart.
Here comes Moran. Moran on the bottom. Devin Moran will go to 3rd.
And that's for the championship.
For the championship down the back straightaway. $200,000. Right now, Sheppard leads. O'Neal drifts up the track. Here comes Moran. They're side by side at a turn 4.
The one of O'Neal slipped up the track. Moran was able to pull alongside momentarily, but was unable to complete the pass. And Hutt slips up the track again. Here comes Moran for 3rd in the championship.
McDowell is back there in 5th, and it's Pearson. Oh, and O'Neal brushes the wall. Moran down the main straightaway. They have got 3 laps to go. Brandon Sheppard looking for a record-tying 5th Dirt Track World Championship. On the week we lost Freddie Smith. Sheppard trying to get it done with 2 to go. Devin Moran, Hudson O'Neal. It's going to go to the wire for the Lucas Oil Championship.
Too low, and the Gorsuch Performance caution flag is out. Ricky Thornton Jr. has slowed to a stop on the inside of turn number 2. Unbelievable. If you wanted drama, you look no farther than the 2023 Dirt Track World Championship at Eldora. Between Devin Moran and Hudson O'Neal, the driver that finishes the highest will be your 2023 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion.
A little bit better restart this time for McCready. Pierce is on the outside. Pierce he's still in the lead lap into turn 1. Battle for second, Moran and McCready. O'Neal trying to keep it down at a turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes O'Neal. Here comes 2 laps to go, Dustin. Here comes Moran on the bottom, and Devin Moran throws the slider on McCready.
He ain't done yet. He's put 1 car between himself and the other driver in the championship for momentarily, but Hudson O'Neal's got a run on the outside. Hudson O'Neal and Devin Moran going at it for second in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Championship, coming around to 1 to go.
1 lap to go. Sheppard, Moran, O'Neal. They see the white flag. This is it for $200,000. Sheppard stumbles a little bit on the tip. O'Neal down. Sheppard is out of fuel. Sheppard may be out of fuel. This is it
for the championship
and the win.
Hudson O'Neal with a slider. Moran going to try to cross him over. It's going to be Sheppard.
No way.
Oh, and Hudson O'Neal with the championship unofficially in a wild finish to the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP.
And guys, I think Brandon Sheppard ran out of gas at the checkered flag, literally at the checkered flag.
Now he's got to go to the scales. It's a pound per lap burn off. Normally it's 23.50, 22.50. Now you got to go.
And my goodness. So a couple things. There's Hudson O'Neal. Hudson O'Neal with that last turn, last lap pass across the stripe in front of Devin Moran.
Devin.
1 bit of business, though, to take care of for all these drivers. Yes, two bits of business. Yes, sir.
Scales and Droop.
So again,
Moran is passed. Moran is through. He's okay on weight. McCready.
McDowell has made it.
You remember I said earlier this year a 3-wide finish at a race? We've had 2 wide a few times. We almost had the 3 wide.
Now, worth mentioning real quick, this green light is triggering at 23.50. 22.50, though, is the pound per lap, and there it is. He weighs 23.86. Hudson O'Neal is clear.
Go to the Droop. Wow.
And Brandon Sheppard, meanwhile, is coasting the B5 around the track.
I mean, he literally lost power 10 feet before the flag stand. I mean, that was how narrow that margin was for Brandon Sheppard.
So unofficially, Sheppard, O'Neal, Moran, McCready, McDowell top 5. Then Pierce, Owens, Thornton will finish 8th. Garrett Smith 9th. Jonathan Davenport 10th.
Well, Shep's going to need some help getting that B5 up on the scales. You see the raw emotion there on the face of Hudson O'Neal with that last turn, last lap pass on Devin Moran.
And he was 4th at one point in that championship 4, right?
Yes. Mark Richards down there congratulating his driver.
Here comes Brandon Sheppard getting the push bin up on the scales as we will check that. Got to get all 4 tires up on there, and he's good.
Yeah, he is good. There's
He's
no
good.
green light, but that green light is set for 23.50. He
Right.
only had to weigh 22.50 because of the pound per lap burn off. You see there, 23.02. He'll make his way over now to the tech area for the droop check.
Well, Tim McCready, your 4th place car, he's got a overheating issue down there. All right, here comes the droop check on Moran O'Neill. They back up there into the tech area. Lucas Oil officials on that.
I'm out of breath.
Man.
Not only am I out of breath, I don't know what else to say. We have seen everything I think you could possibly see.
Hudson O'Neill
in
got
one
his first
weekend.
World 100 win for Mark Richards here in September. First win for the state of Indiana. He joins his dad as a Lucas Oil champion here right now until they go through the droop rule. That's unofficial. Brandon Shepard. How about that? On the week that we lose Freddie Smith.
Brandon Shepard becomes the second
Unreal, guys.
5-time dirt track world champion.
In the
Congratulations.
B5.
Yeah, congratulations to him.
In the B5, and it looks like they are, we'll see if they're going to bring him up here first or what they're going to do. So we're waiting to see. We're going to talk to our Big River Steel top 3 finishers here tonight. And obviously, your second place car, as it stands right now, Hudson O'Neill, will be your Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion for the first time in his career, for the first time in Rocket One Racing's career. And Brandon Shepard headed to the droop check. As soon as we have him clear of that, if it's official, we'll bring him to the victory lane stage. Dustin James, we saw Brandon and Bobby Pierce have an amazing battle at the Silver Dollar Nationals at Huset's back in July. He picked up $53,000 that night, did Brandon Shepard. And tonight, trying to become a 5-time dirt track world champion. You know, we talk about all these young drivers and the sky's the limit and what can they accomplish. It's hard to believe Shepard already has 5 dirt track world championships.
It is unbelievable. And as you guys mentioned as well, reunited with Randall Edwards here within the last couple of weeks as well.
I believe that's his 3rd DTWC win.
It's
Oh,
his
right.
third or fourth, I think.
Once
Yeah.
with Best Performance with Shepard, once with Josh Richards. And the 3rd team he's won a title, the DTWC with, of course, Rocket One, Best Performance, and now the Shepard Riggs P5. Wow.
So the drivers there, you see, they have made their way into the Lucas Oil Tech area for post-race tech. Your Lucas Oil, unofficial Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion on the left, Hudson O'Neill, and your unofficial winner of the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship, Brandon Shepard.
And how about that? For how long did Brandon Shepard drive the Rocket One?
Yeah.
To so many victories, so many championships. And they're down there side by side.
Yes, indeed.
84 1,000ths of a second, which is basically a car length, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it has a car length there at the line.
All right, and just got the official word from the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials, and you can see it there on your screen, and you can see it here on the grounds. The B5 of Brandon Shepard has officially cleared tech, and Brandon Shepard is the winner of the 43rd General Tire Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP, the crew pushing the car onto the Eldora Speedway victory stage, where he will soon grab a word with our very own Ben Shelton.
Brandon Shepard here tonight in Lucas Oil Victory Lane, the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP, as Sheppy gets it done for the 5th time in this coveted event. This will be his 3rd Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win of the year, the 29th of his career, as he gets set to climb out of this Longhorn Cornette-powered Senior Life Insurance Company Valvoline True Timber Camo Wild Gear race car here tonight. And what was a wild, wild night at the Big E, as Sheppy has done it $100,000 richer. As this team prepares for next year, he'll be the house car driver in 2024, tonight, getting a jump start on things in a big kind of way in a car he'll be driving next year as he gets set to climb out of the race car. Race fans, your winner tonight out of New Berlin, Illinois, it's Brandon Shepard. $100,000 richer Sunoco fuel flag high in the sky as he picks up the win. Confetti flies on a cold night in Rossburg, Ohio. And we're going to talk to Brandon Shepard, your VLAN feature winner, and Lucas Oil Victory Lane at the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship presented by ARP. Takes a look at the race car. Mangled right rear side of the spoiler, goes over, gets a kiss from his wife. The whole crew's down here. Sheppy, we're going to step around front. Brandon Shepard, you came to the pits at least once I know of, maybe twice. How did you get this B5 onto this Victory Lane stage tonight?
Man, we've had, every time I drive this thing, it's been good all year, and can't thank Longhorn and Bill Steen enough for building a phenomenal race car, and all the parts and pieces on this thing held up on that track, and it was phenomenal, man. First couple laps there, I don't know what happened. I think something knocked the brake line loose on the left rear or something, and you know, it came in, and the guys got it tightened up, and didn't have time to get it bled, so went back out. Caution came back out, luckily, really quick, and we were able to come in and get it bled out, and it was perfect after that. So after that, it was kind of, I went pretty hard there at the very beginning just to try to get some distance, just in case the leaders would come around, so I didn't get lapped. And then, you know, they were about halfway. I was riding around that middle bottom, and I felt really good there. And also about midway through the race, I found a line that worked pretty good for me through the middle down there in 1 and 2. And, you know, I was just able to, once I started seeing some of them guys dropping out, and we were picking a few of them off, and I was like, well, I guess it's time to turn the wick up now. And it's been what? Oh, thought somebody yelled my name. Anyway, it's just been a dream to drive this thing, and the opportunity that Briggs Drilling Solutions and Scott and Tara and Jack and Jason, and of course my dad and my grandpa, couldn't do without them, my beautiful wife and kids, Steve Arpin, Kevin Rumley, the whole Rumley crew, the B5 crew, just everybody involved, and of course all our great sponsors, Valvoline, Longhorn, Bill Steen, Cornet Racing Engines. I know I'm going to forget a bunch of guys. Dave, our buddy Dave at D&E Marine, and let's see, hold on. Sunoco Race Fuels and Hot Rod Septic, and just like I said, everybody involved. It's really been, I knew we had a good car right off the bat this weekend, and it was just a matter of some stuff falling our way. You know, we've had, like I said, every time I drive Kevin Rumley's car, it's been really good for me. It just hasn't fallen my way. And at the World, we had a really good car and got into a wreck, and you know, we were able to come back and get it done here. So just can't thank all my guys enough. And awesome to have my buddy, my good friend Randall Edwards back on the team. That means the world to me. And like I said, just my whole family and crew and everybody involved. It means the world to me. And also American Racing Wheels on this thing. This is the first weekend out on them, and things were, they were awesome. So, you know, no better place to test them as rough as it was out there. And, you know, hats off to Eldora Speedway and the track crew for doing everything they could for us there. There's not much they can do with the way Mother Nature treated us. And, man, that was close. Crossed the checkered flag on the white, coming to the white flag, and I ran out of gas. And I was just kind of, at that point, I was like, well, just going to pump it and hope for the best. And somehow we made it around, and we were able to keep our speed up enough to be able to make it to the line, and Hudson almost got me there, so that was pretty crazy end of the night. And thanks to all the fans for sticking it out with us, and makes for a good Sunday.
On a week where we lost Freddie, you're a 5-time champion now. Freddie was the only 5-time champion. You're a guy that pays attention to the history of this sport. What does that mean to you to tie the late legendary Freddie Smith?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, honestly. I watched him a lot growing up, and you know, just all the competition these days, it's really hard to win these things. And I don't know, I guess it's just something about taking a little bit of money out of Carl Short's pocket, I guess. You know, it's some reason it fits me really well, whether it's Portsmouth or here or whatever it is. And, you know, like I said, everything just fell our way tonight.
No gas, no brakes, no problem. Brandon Shepard is a 5-time dirt track world champion. Dustin, James, I'm going to throw it up top to you. We're going to catch up with our second-place finisher and champion and third-place runner.
All right, Ben. Thanks a lot, and congratulations to Brandon Shepard on tying the legendary, the late, great Freddie Smith with his 5th win in the General Tire Dirt Track World Championship. As Ben makes his way over to talk to your second and third place finishers and your unofficial champ. I guess it's official now. Your champion with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series in 2023, the New Deal, Hudson O'Neal.
Well, we're making our way over to Hudson as he comes home in second.
His dad, Don, down there. You see, Ben, you said his dad, Don, down there congratulating him as well.
Your dad's trying to get you manicured. Your father was a champion for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Hudson O'Neal, you are a champion of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. How does that sound?
That's unbelievable. Oh man, what a war of attrition, man. It 2 flat tires, led at one point, was a lap down at one point. That's every emotion you can ever think of happened in that race, and what a race it came down to with me and Devin. You know, the racetrack wasn't necessarily the best. It was pretty rough and tumble, but it made a great race for the championship and it about made a good race for the win. You know, I don't know really what happened to him. I think somebody said maybe he ran out of fuel coming to the checkered or something, but hats off to my whole team, Mark, Danny, Joel, Austin, Steve Baker, Sherry Baker, Rocket Chassis, every single one of them that's a part at Rocket Chassis. Man, they all have a hand in on this, and it's just so great to be able to represent Rocket and try and do the best we can for them. And my family, my girlfriend, you know, she works hard in the T-shirt trailer and keeps me humble, keeps me sane a lot. You know, this sport will drive you crazy sometimes, and it's good to have a good backdrop to rely on. And my family, my dad, my mom, my grandma, my grandpa, my aunts, uncle, everybody's here, man. It's just so great. I can't believe it turned out the way it did. Hats off to the Eldora track crew. They worked their tails off all week, man. No matter what the racetrack was, they couldn't help it. They did the best they can. Nobody told them 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago it was going to rain for 3 days straight. So hats off to them. Thank you to everybody a part of Eldora. Thank you to all my people, Valvoline, Soyber Calf Ranches, O'Neal Salvage and Recycling, WR1 Sim Chassis, Gunner's Honey, Ace Metalworks, Styles Marine, Rocket Chassis, Rocket Pre-Owned, Snowco Race Fuels, Performance Grading, everybody involved, man. Rocket Pre-Owned. It's just Integra Racing Shocks, Andy Durham Race Engines, Kaiser Manufacturing. It's pretty awesome, man. We're pumped, and I don't know. I don't really. As far as the moment goes, I don't really know what to say. Nothing can put into words how I feel right now. You know, it was awesome that we had a good run second. That's another 20 grand, but man, it's just awesome to be here, awesome to be a part of the Final Four weekend. I hate that the other two broke and took them out of contention, and Ricky got in a wreck early. Wish we could all race it out there to the end, but we're just happy that we were the fortunate one and came out on top.
You gave Mark Richards and Steve Baker their first World 100 title here a little over a month ago. Tonight, you give them their first Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series title. They believed in you to ask you to take over the driver's seat. Is tonight the night that it all comes to fruition, all the hard work, all the belief?
I don't know. They took a chance on a young kid that probably didn't deserve it, really. You know, I've had a lot of great people behind me along the way that have helped get me to this point. And Mark Richards, Steve Baker, I don't know. I don't really know why they chose me, but, it's worked out really well. I feel like we've all clicked really well. The team, everybody at Rocket Chassis. It's just been a great relationship. And, it's just pretty unbelievable to be able to pick this championship up. I've chased it for, I'm still young, but I've been after it for 7 years, and felt like I've ran a lot of races. I've learned a lot of things, had a lot of hard nights, and it's been really awesome to be a part of the whole team, the whole organization, and hopefully it's many more years to come. We'll just keep digging. Maybe this will be the first of many.
Race fans, your 2023 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion, Hudson O'Neal. He picks it up tonight, $200,000. DJ, I'm going to bounce it up to you real quick, and we'll get in position with Devin Moran, who comes home in position 3.
Absolutely. You see Richie Lewis from Sunoco Race Fuels down there getting his picture taken with Brandon Shepard. Well, James, how about that? Brandon Shepard, Hudson O'Neal, the future Longhorn chassis house car, Rocket chassis house car, maybe a sign of things to come.
And that also unofficially clinches the Brandon Ford TV challenge for O'Neal. That's another $15,000 bonus he'll get at our awards banquet coming up at Lucas Oil Speedway, Lucas Oil Stadium in
on cue.
December. There you go.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
There it is, absolutely. Well, the driver that, was right there in the mix for really the entire event, had a lot of ups and downs. He comes home third in the race. Second in the series championship is with Ben Shelton.
Rounding out the Big River Steel podium, and second in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series battle, the Big River Steel chase for the championship presented by ARP, Devin Moran. Devin, can words describe how painfully close that was for you?
It just is what it is, I mean, we gave it 130%, Myself driving, all my guys working on the race car, and just came up a little bit short.
You guys were digging. Then we have the restart. You shoot back into that spot, thinking back through it. Will you rethink that for the next few days, or did you leave everything out there?
I mean, I did leave everything out there. I think they said Sheppy started running out of gas, and I ran in really hard behind him getting into one because I knew Hudson was going just as hard as I was, and it got me just a little tight, and I felt like that's what cost me. But all in all, thank you to Roger Sellers. He's given us an amazing opportunity, and to put his car that close to winning a championship, me and him's going to win one before we get done.
The struggles to start the year for you and this team to where you are now, you're probably ready for the next season to start tomorrow, right or wrong?
Hell no, we need a little bit of a break after that. No, I mean, it was a great comeback year. We started off strong at Volusia, and then really struggled for the first month or two after that, and then we had so many people from Longhorn helping me, Matt and Kevin and Steve Arpin and all the guys at Longhorn do such a phenomenal job. They built a fantastic race car and something that can withstand that. And then obviously we had Vinny here with all my crew guys, Chucky, Tanner, Mason, Hunter, Tad. It's just I have so many great people around me. Other than Roger, his family, Robbie, Connor, and Casey. Connor's down here jumping around, just having a blast. So I just want to thank everybody that can do this. I want to thank Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel. I know some people don't like this championship, but that was about as exciting as it's going to get. So for the people that don't like it, they can go find another hobby or something else. Obviously, I wasn't ideal, but I think everyone's going to talk about this for a long time. And kudos to the whole Lucas family for giving us a great series that we get to race with. And there's just, like I said, I think on FloRacing Night in America, there's so much negativity in our world. And we get to race, and people get to come watch the races and be excited about it. And I'm so thankful to God and everyone that we get to do what we do. And, we'll try it again next year.
Devin Moran, third tonight, second in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series standings. He's got one more thing, guys. I want to say thanks to all my other sponsors, C&W Trucking, Holland Haskell, Red Oak Pub, CarSourceAuto.com, McHugh Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Longhorn Chassis, Bill Stein Shocks, all my grandparents at back home, my beautiful soon-to-be wife here in a couple months, my mom, my dad, all my siblings. I know Brody and Tristan and their wives and daughters at home couldn't come, and all the fans sticking it out, and we're going to try next year.